Another carrier is likely going to the West Coast in the next 4 years.
And that comes from the Navy's top officer. It also comes as a surprise to Norfolk, where the region's been fighting a plan to relocate a carrier to Mayport, Florida. Let's ask 10 on your side military reporter Art Kahn about this. Art, why would another carrier be going to the West Coast?
Well, Tom, the Chief of Naval Operations says the Asia-Pacific region is now the Navy's #1 strategic concern. This in response, of course, to China's military buildup. Now, there are 5 active carriers based in Norfolk, but that number looks like it could shrink by at least 1 if the Navy is still, maybe even to shrink by 2 if the Navy's committed to moving a carrier to Mayport, Florida.
Strategy for positioning the U.S. carrier fleet was announced by the Chief of Naval Operations, Admiral Jonathan Greenert, in San Diego on Monday. This picture from the San Diego Union Tribune shows the CNO addressing sailors at Naval Base San Diego. That's where he said a 3rd carrier would likely be stationed by 2016.
For him to say they're going to put a 3rd carrier in San Diego based on the strategy, I think the question is, what is that strategy, and how does that impact us here?
Retired Admiral Fred Metz was once the director of carrier programs. He understands the Navy's concern over the Asian Pacific theater, but wonders if the Navy is considering this new strategy when making a decision about Mayport.
You made a decision in 2008. Now your strategy has changed. I can't envision a carrier going to Mayport still being their strategy. It may be.
The Navy's focus on Asia and the Pacific is why the service is looking at a 60-40 split of the carrier fleet. That would mean 7 carriers based on the West Coast, leaving only 4 in the Atlantic.
Things bode well for San Diego because if you look at that 60-40 split, it's not only, forget it's not only a carrier. It's a whole battle group that goes along with it. It's the submarines and it's all the support ships and everything that goes along with it.
While Admiral Metz says Norfolk will take a bigger hit from the new strategy and cuts to defense spending than San Diego, he believes the region will survive.
I heard an admiral make a comment the other day. If you look at the piers right now the way they are today and come back 20 years from now, they probably, maybe 10 years from now, they won't look much different.
Yeah, well, hopefully the Defense Department will answer the question about Mayport next week when releasing its spending plan. Art Kahn, 10 on your side.
And Congressman Scott Ridgell released a statement on the carrier assignment saying, quote, "The uncertainty of this matter has made a stronger case against continuing to make material improvements to Naval Station Mayport."